How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Day Dave, and this is a top 5 mod maps video so far here on Farming Simulator 25 for the category of European maps. And there's a couple of things I wanted to clear up here right before we get into this. There's a reason why I decided to break out the mod maps, the top 5, into the multiple categories that you've seen here over the past 4 videos. And the reason that is because about every quarter I like to come on to Farming Simulator and show off all the latest and greatest top maps that we have available to us. But the problem is that when I was going through and trying to figure out what were the top 5 this go around, really it was kind of the same stuff that was kind of towards the top of the list. Maybe one, maybe two kind of squeaked their way into the running, but it was for the most part just kind of the same stuff. So it just seemed like, well, I've already kind of made this video already, so why don't I go ahead and try and figure out some other way to kind of flesh things out a little bit. And I was thinking maybe I'll make a top 10, maybe I'll do this, maybe I'll do that, and that's when it hit me. No, we're going to keep the top 5, but Giants very nicely categorizes all of their maps into basically 4 main segments: North American, South American, European, and other/fantasy. And using those categories, that's what I decided to kind of break the videos up into. Make 4 separate videos, and that way the kind of same general regions were all kind of competing against each other. You weren't going to have some North American map that was big, wide open, flat-ish, going to be competing against a, Irish map that is going to have some hills, undulations. There's going to be really tight spaces and all that stuff. It really doesn't seem to kind of add up. So that's what I kind of landed on. Number 2 I wanted to talk about was really briefly why I decided to go in the order that I decided to go in. So first one I came up with was the South American maps, and it's because of the sheer amount of maps that are available for South American maps. There was only 7, so I was able to touch every single map. I didn't have to make too many hard decisions other than ranking them and putting them into an order. Same thing was kind of true with the other/fantasy category. There was a few more, didn't have to eliminate a lot of them, but really just kind of had to come up with an order. That was easy peasy. Then it was the North American maps, where we have almost 50 maps available that have been released to the mod hub. And that one was a lot more difficult because I had to get rid of a bunch of really good maps and then kind of set my flag onto those that were like the top of the top. And now we're here in the European category, where we have almost double the amount of maps available to us that have been released to us. And wow, this one was really tough. Was really tough. There's a lot of contenders out there. There's a lot of things to kind of consider when looking at a top 5. And yeah, I hope that I do this category justice, because there are some absolute beautiful maps out there, and I'm going to make a case for them right now, starting with a few honorable mentions. Castile and Leon by Sil Modding Studio. And here we have Castile and Leon, and when I tell you that this map is absolutely nuts, this is nuts, just absolutely crazy. So not only is it absolutely gorgeous, not only does it have so much going on in it that you're going to have to basically rent out a library to be able to figure it all out, but I mean, this is just like the complete and total package in a map. So it has got so much going on in it. So first things first, the town area, tons of selling points in here, tons of productions, all kind of laced within the actual town, just right here. But you can see there is something going on beyond the town, beyond the border of this town. There is just incredible amounts of stuff. So as I said, there's so much to cover in this map, starting with the fruit types, the production types, all that stuff. This is a map that has been basically slammed to the absolute maximum with stuff. So you cannot have other mods and productions to add things like fruit types, like other like input types and stuff like that. Basically what you have is what you need for this map to even begin to function. It is incredible what you have here. This is not a map for the new to Farming Simulator. And what I mean by that is just the production chains alone is going to be intimidating enough. The driving is going to be intimidating enough. I mean, you get into town there trying to sell your goods and you're in the really tight, narrow streets and you got traffic that runs around all over the place. Yeah, no. It's going to be, yeah, so intimidating. But look at this. You get so much stuff here. You get like packaged honey, wax, royal jelly, all these different types of outputs and inputs for this. You get feed flour from your soybeans. I mean, you get all sorts of just different product types. You get lavender oils and perfumes, distilled water, aromatic oils, the whole 9 yards. You can see this is why you can't have any additional fruit types to be added to this map with a production or with some kind of mod, because it just won't work. It is absolutely filled out just by the base map. I mean, when you look around this map, it is absolutely gorgeous. You got these built-in pens and pastures all throughout the land here, and it's amazing. You can get so much stuff going on this map. So many productions, so many animals, so much that it's just going to take all the time you ever need. This is one of those maps where it is just the absolute and complete total package. You've got everything that you need. You've got the color palette, beautiful color palette. It's nice and toned down, very few in the ways of like colors and like things that make it feel like a cartoon. You got the hills and undulations. You got the productions. You got the farm. You've got every little thing. You even got this little like kind of sort of built up area. Not even kind of sort of, it is built up to the south of the map. And again, more productions, more sell points, more everything that's going on. You got custom feed for your animals. You've got all sorts of different kind of things that you can really kind of sink your teeth into. You can do forestry, you can do farming, you can do grass, you can do pretty much anything your heart desires. This is also a great map for you to come on with a bunch of buddies. Bring your friends on and just start going to town, because there's multiple farms. You can set up on one, your buddies can set up on another, and so on and so forth. It's really just the total package. You got your main farm right here. I do believe if I'm hovering, I am. Okay. Set your main farm right over here. And this thing, I mean, you got just a little yard. It's not huge or nothing, but you got everything that you need inside here. You got a little cow barn in here. You got some production points from making your TMR, making your feed mixtures and all that stuff. You got different like storage silos and all this different stuff. I mean, you can see just everything that's going on here. I mean, like I said, you're going to need a library to figure out all the things that you can do on this particular map. So much so that even up here in the north, and it's not exclusive to the north, but you do get these kind of production areas that are actually built into the forest. And here, one of them is, let's see, actually just over this way. There it is, right there. So this is either the pine resin or the pine nuts, where you can just make productions, bring certain things over here, and you just go to town. You can see just how different this group of trees is right here in front of me around the rest of them. Like I said, this is one of those maps that you sit there and you study and you figure things out. I don't think anybody, unless you've done this map in the past, which has been out for several cycles now, but if you've done this map in the past, you might have a small grip as to what's going on. But even with the latest iteration, there's new stuff going on. There's things that had to be taken away. There's things that have been added in. It's just, yeah. It's just a lot going on here. But like I said, absolutely gorgeous. And there's no way that people are going to get bored with this map. It is absolutely phenomenal. Oak Bridge Farm by Oxygen David. And here we have Oak Bridge Farm. And some of you may know this map by a different name, but I know it as just gorgeous. That's what I know this as. This map is amazing. The map maker Oxygen David is an absolute wizard. Something about his maps makes them come alive. Every little bit of this map just feels magical. Like Harry Potter himself just came out and just casted spells all throughout this map. It is amazing. Love this map. I have grown to love this map in many different iterations, but this one here, this one really, really stole the show. So you got your basically main farm part 1 right here, and this is just a nice little simple, some storage. Look at all the deco that's here at the main farm. You got the little RV camper thing, some concrete mixers, some tires, you know, just you got a little bit of everything just kind of strewn about, and it just, again, it makes it feel homely, like it's been lived in for a while. You got the cool little cow barn with the silo, the bunker silo right there, fields everywhere, tons of grass work that needs to be done, also tons of farming. Not only that, but you get a whole bunch of massive fields as well. Like, this is a good mixture, not like a typical UK map where you get either small farms, small fields, and all that stuff. You really do get a wide range of stuff to do around here, but at the same time, it's kind of to your own detriment too, because the roads are really narrow, really, really narrow, and there's traffic on the roads. You got a cool little chicken barn right here, chicken pasture. I mean, you got a cool little horse training stables back here. I mean, all sorts of stuff to do on this map. It is just phenomenal. Over here is basically main farm part 2. So you've got this kind of detached farm from one another. And there's videos on the internet of the real life farm being made side by side with the farm here in Farming Sim, and it is scary, absolutely scary how similar they look. It's incredible how much things look the same. You get these very narrow roadways. So if narrow roads are not your thing, then this might not be a good map for you, because again, you've got to be able to make your way through this map with traffic on these roads. It gets tight, and sometimes it might get a little frustrating. Look at all of this. Again, this is the things that the map makers can do to make their maps come alive, is adding so much decoration and stuff. I mean, the map maker didn't have to do this. Oxygen didn't have to put all this stuff back here. Didn't have to make it feel like it was like homely. But this is it. I mean, you've got so much decoration here that it just feels like there's something happening, that you are a part of something. And yeah, it is just absolutely incredible. Everywhere you look, multiple sell points at every single one of these locations. You own a pretty good chunk of the land because you do own the periphery bits. Everything you can do on this map is just, yeah, just amazing. Absolutely amazing. Color palette is spot on. It's nice and toned down, so you're not getting that kind of cartoon vibe. On top of that, the hills and undulations, I mean, they speak to them for themselves. Look at this. You got this cool little river crossing right over here next to your farm, which is just off in that direction over there. Cool little creek that runs all throughout the map. I mean, just, you got so much stuff, and you can see just how much the hills actually do like travel, because I haven't changed the height. I actually had to bump myself up a little ways in order to be able to not run into the ground here. But I mean, you got some of these areas are pretty wide open, and really it's got a lot of like land to utilize. But I mean, then you got places like this over here where it's really kind of dug in. You got so much stuff that's happening in this one little yard that, I mean, you gotta be patient and careful how you're going to tuck yourself into these. You come back here with a tractor and trailer and you're trying to get yourself in and out, you're going to have to think about it. You're going to have to put a little bit of extra effort into how you're going to get in and out of some of these yards. It gets pretty intense because you got massive fields, you got massive contracts. Some of them are like $50, $60, $70, $80,000 for a contract, depending on what kind of job you're doing. I mean, you got some potato harvesting and sugar beet harvesting that goes on here that is just an absolute wallop on the bank book. It's incredible, absolutely incredible. Some more selling points. I mean, you get multiple selling points. One of the cool features on this map that I do really like, and we're going to zip over there really quickly, is just past your main farm, you get this kind of little area right here. And I don't know what it is I like so much about this area, but you pass by this on this road here, and just, it's the, you know what it is? It's the kind of nature that's all around you. Not just like Mother Nature, but just everything that you get to experience here. Between the ambient noise from the church here, you get to hear like the organs playing, you get to hear the birds chirping and all this stuff, and you get to just kind of drive on by and kind of do your thing. I mean, it's wonderful. It's absolutely amazing, breathtaking at times. And even though you got these massive, massive fields, because you have such hills and undulations, you have so much play in the landscape that you're not seeing like just vast emptiness. You're seeing like natural hills and rolling meadows, and it just looks fantastic. It looks great. And yeah, you do see the render ring every once in a while, but at the end of the day, it's not a big deal. It's not the end of the world because you get to see all this awesome, awesome stuff. Ulberg by Thilu LP. And this is the last of the honorable mentions, and I'll be perfectly honest with you. I first came onto this map when I did my map tour a long time ago, and I really rolled my eyes at it. I'm going to be blunt and honest with you. When I came onto it looking at what I see here before me, I was like, okay, well, let's go ahead and start. And that's when I did this and realized, oh, hey, there's some hills. Oh, hey, you're in this valley. Okay. Well, I started going through and I'm like, okay, well, the main farm, not much to speak of. Not much to write home about at all. It's even kind of attached to the main sawmill on the map. But when I tell you that this map rightfully earned its spot here in the honorable mentions, I'll be honest with you, this was almost in the top 5. This was really close. There was a few other ones that kind of broke the scene and really kind of made it a little bit more deserving than this one here. But, I mean, you look at the roads that are just tucked into the mountainside. I mean, just this main valley right here with all the houses and stuff like built up on the side of the road. I think that's really, really cool. I mean, you got the cool little vineyard that's right here on the side of the hill. But, I mean, you got all this stuff going on inside this little valley here. And you can start seeing just how much is actually happening here on this map, just between the hills and undulations and all that stuff. It's phenomenal. Color palette, again, really nice and toned down. Really, really nice. You can see most of the field work is done here in the southern portion of the map. And yeah, I mean, look at this. You got your main field. This is your main field right here in front of the little harvester right there. But I mean, it's just tucked away back here. But again, what really kind of caught my eye were the roads. The roads on this map are absolutely breathtaking and nuts. Really narrow at times, so you're going to have to pick your equipment wisely on this map. But I mean, check this out. You can get from point A to point B using road networks like this. You got beautiful little lakes and streams kind of tucked away deep into the woods. Oh my goodness, sign me up. I mean, you get nothing but forests. You get tons of fields that you can work on. There's a lot of contracts on this, so it's not just like a pure forestry map where you don't really have much of a choice to do forestry. You can do forestry on this map, but you don't have to because you can be sustained outside of it. I mean, it's going to take you some time, but at the end of the day, you can do it. It's just going to take longer. And you just go on and on. I mean, just this cool little road with a nice, like, I don't want to say sheer, but pretty steep drop off. You got these cool little switchbacks that are on these roads as well. Everywhere you look, there's just something going on with the road network that really kind of takes your breath away. I mean, just this one right here. You go tucked way back up here. Got this cool little retaining wall that's right there. I mean, everything you do on this map is going to be a test of your nerve and is going to really come to bear that whole, how well you can drive, how well you can handle your equipment, but how well you can test your patience as well. Because if you are just like wanting to get from point A to point B and you're just ready to get there as quickly as possible, you're probably going to screw up and there's going to be some consequences. And I like those kind of maps where there can be some consequences for your actions. Whether it's because you were hurrying, whether it's because you weren't paying enough attention, whether it's you went to sneeze and just a oops kind of thing happened. There you go. There's so much that can happen on this. I mean, you do get some productions that are tucked away on this map, but for the most part, I mean, you're talking the bare bones. The bare bones, but with such good bones to it. That's what I like about it too. You got a cool little animal dealer. It's set up way over here. It's just kind of tucked out in the middle of nowhere. And like I said, you got these random fields that are just really tucked out. Like if I go really high up, you can see all these little fields that are just like plotted in and around here. So when you're doing contracts on this map, you're really going to be able to come out and explore the woods, be able to use all the road network to its fullest advantage, and you're going to be able to see pretty much everything there is on here. It's not like one of those kind of forestry maps where you're going to be stuck in a specific area for unknown and undisclosed amount of time until you get all the trees cleared out kind of thing. And then you can move on to the next plot and to the next plot and then the next plot. You are going to be able to zip all throughout this map and find all these little nooks and crannies. I mean, look at this. You got this huge mountaintop right on the right beside your main farm over here, and tons of fields that are tucked away back here. Tons of it. I mean, like I said, you've got so much to do on this map that yeah, again, it's going to be a ton of fun. And this is the kind of map that's right up my alley. Being able to just come on here, have the ability to screw up and not just follow the book. Yeah, sign me up all day, all night. The Alps by Pallegney. And if you heard me up until this point singing all that praise for just the honorable mentions, what do you think I'm going to do when you're greeted with a view like this? This is the Alps, and holy smokes, this is your starting point. If this is your starting point, you know things are going to be absolutely just crazy good. So for those of you who are familiar with the map Erlengrot, there have been several renditions since its original release, but this is basically a reimagining of Erlengrot. And you've got a really nice starting farm. The bones of Erlengrot farm are here, but you get so much more to this farm. You get animals right off the bat, so you get chickens, and it's a good amount of chickens. Again, you get sheep. Again, good amount of sheep. And you get horses, normal amount of horses. But you get shared manure pastures, you get some slurry storage, you get a nice little silo here. I mean, you get the kind of bones that are just far better, in my opinion, than the original Erlengrot ever gave you. And then you look around and the views are just incredible. The breathtaking. I mean, like I said, when you first load in and you first see that pond right there beside your main starting farm, you know things are going to be absolutely ridiculous. You get this nice little town area right here, just like you got on Erlengrot. So it's very similar in the way it's laid out. You get cool little production points, little things are built into the map. I mean, yeah, you get some cool stuff. You get the train that goes outside of the play area and actually goes across the bridge in the background there. Little things like that, details, just makes a map so good. Makes it so good. And small little features like this as well, which I thought was really cool. See that little exclamation point right there? I walk up to it, if it'll let me, and bam, lower this down. You can now load things onto the bridge. How cool is that? Being able to use that for your train work, hey, why not? But, speaking of the train, right there. But what's really cool, and again, the map maker gets absolute kudos when they are able to marry the playable area with the non-playable area and make it look pretty uniform. Yeah, we're gonna be in good shape. But this is what I thought was really cool. This little feature right here, you got this little ski lodge right here on the mountainside. Now, right now, it doesn't look like much. You do get the moving gondolas. As you can see, they are just kind of chugging away, doing their thing, and they take you up to the top of the hill. But during the winter time, there are skiers that actually ski down the mountainside and down to the bottom there to make the gondola ride back up and do it all over again. It is such a cool little feature. Again, it's little things like that. And the map maker really thought about what was going to be the best way of doing things, because the roads on this map are incredibly narrow. So what they ended up doing is there's traffic on this road. This one right here, it's big enough for one car and one car only. But what they ended up doing is, check it out. They installed traffic lights, functional traffic lights that will impede the traffic going up and down the mountainside. So as long as you're following the traffic rules, you're actually going to be able to make it up and down the roadside with very little issues. I mean, that's how much forethought the map maker put into this. Very, very smart idea to be able to control the traffic. And like I said, we've only kind of seen the northern portion of this map. Down in the south there where the hotel is, you can see the hotel way off in the distance. We're starting to zoom right up to it right here. I mean, look at that. Absolutely beautiful. And again, if you're familiar with Erlengracht and you know what's what on Erlengracht, then you'll be very comfortable and familiar with the landscape, the terrain, all that stuff. But what you're not going to be comfortable and familiar with are the production points, the sell points, all that stuff. Everything has been touched in one degree or another. One thing I wanted to show really quick, which I thought was just a huge quality improvement for this map. Let me get my bearings here real quick. Over here. So over here is the animal dealer. Now let's go ahead and drop down from the sky. Now normally you come right here and you buy your animals. No, not on this map. This map, you come up to the door, you open the door, and ta-da! You get an enterable barn where all your animals are for purchase. Just again, small details such as that really help make a map and turn it up to the next level. And this map really cranked it up to the next level. Not only that, but then it also integrated certain key things on this map, like the DLC from the Highlands Fishing. Look at that. You can now do the Highlands Fishing where you actually have your fish and you're able to just utilize this production point. You have a ferry to come out here. Again, amazing details, amazing things that this map maker has done is just insane. It's insane. I mean, this is Erlengracht, and you'll remember me saying, if you watch my North American video, this is Erlengracht, but it's not Erlengracht. The only thing that could have made this map a little bit better is, if you look at the map here, predefining some of these fields as actual fields rather than just kind of leaving them open as buyable plots. Had they done that, like had they made the grass field like this into these grass fields over here, then yeah, this would have been an absolute, just devastatingly amazing map. As it sits now, it's an amazing map. It is an amazing map, but there's still 4 more to go. Pallegney by MA7 Studio. And this is Pallegney, and when I tell you that this has made several appearances on my top 5 mod maps list, it's been here before. And on some of them, it's even been right there smack at the top. We kind of slid this one down a little bit. Now, that's not to say or take anything away from this map. This is a amazing map. From the bridge that basically spans the entirety of the map to the rolling hills and the undulations, the color palette, everything about this map is just absolute gold. Gold. Love this map. I've even done a series on this map back in FS22. It's an amazing map, and it was tons of fun. And it is tons of fun. It just shows you just how good some of the maps are going to be that knock this down a peg or two. But taking a look at this map, like I said, you got this beautiful train bridge that basically spans the entirety of the map. And it's just, I mean, look how gorgeous this is. It's not natural, but it just feels like it belongs along this countryside. I don't know what about it just really makes it feel like it fits in, but it just fits in. It's so good. You got this nice little train station right here, kind of a little collective silo to be able to load your stuff in and out of. That crane right there actually works, so if you want to load up your logs into the train, you can certainly do that. There's a couple of farms on this map, not a ton, but a couple that you can purchase and take a hold of. Several pens and pastures placed around the map so you can build up your herds and just take them all throughout the actual map itself. This beautiful riverside that runs all throughout. The main starting farm is relatively simple. It's not too overly complex, and it's a little bit small, so it's going to need some growing, but you can see it's pretty well established. I mean, that kind of it's been there a while, and it just looks a little bit haggard, but still really, really good. I mean, so much so that you can actually see that some of the yeah, some of the building is exposed there. So it's seen better days, but at the same time, wow, just absolutely incredible. And then you get the little town right here that, I mean, you load up right in front of that statue, right in front of the church there, and it's just almost kind of a just of a sight all on its own to be like, oh hey, there's a statue right there in front of me. Cool little custom productions and buildings all throughout this map. So you got this really cool kind of grain mill kind of area here to be able to load up into with a working paddle wheel. That is really cool. The sawmill tucked away out to the east of the map. I mean, you got this cool, I mean, really, really, really nice. And again, a working crane to be able to load and unload. You can even utilize this ramp right here. So if you come down here and, oh, nope, wrong button. There we go. Yeah, so you put your logs down here, push it up there, and then you can actually sell them right there. Just little things like that that really just makes a map feel alive. That just makes it feel special. That's probably the better word, special. And this map is absolutely special between the rolling hills, between the color palette, between the things that you can do on this map. I mean, it's just, yeah, you feel like you're on like the French countryside. I mean, that's just what this feels like, is you feel like you're there. And that's part of the magic that some map makers can do, is they can teleport you through their maps, through their work, into an entirely different location, an entirely different place, even if it's someplace you've never been before in your life. You've never, I mean, you could be even a shut-in and never even seen a picture of what it looks like. I could be on this map right here, right now, and I feel like I'm there in France. I feel like this is just so authentic and right on the nose that even if it's not, even if this is just a fictitious interpretation of the map, of the location, I would buy this hook, line, and sinker because of just how well set up and how gorgeous this map is. I mean, it's certain map makers have a gift, and everybody who's been discussed here today, or is going to be discussed, has a gift. And this is a gift to all of us here playing this game, playing Farm Sim 25. Here's your present. It came early this year. Saxlingham Farm Estate by Farm Sim Briscoe. And this is Saxlingham, and this was the one and only map that I have actually gone out to a third-party site and actually downloaded it. I'm only recently here on the kind of PC Mac world, and yeah, this is based on a recommendation from the community. I came out and tried this, and wow. I actually played on this for a little while and really enjoyed it. And you can see little features like this little river crossing area. Wow, just absolutely phenomenal. But you go around the rest of the map and the hills and undulations are just spot on. I love these little berms, these little like almost like hedges, but they're not just hedges. They're actually built up a little bit to be able to like make a almost barrier in the roadway. I mean, I like it. It's nice, but it's also spread out a bit. Even though it's a single lane road, it's spread out those barriers to be able to accommodate for some bigger equipment, because you do get some pretty decent sized fields on this map. But I mean, the color palette, phenomenal. Hills and undulations, superb. I mean, there's so much stuff. You start out with a ton of land. This is one of your main fields. That's one of your main fields right ahead of me. And yeah, I mean, tons of farms that you can choose from. So you and your buddies can come on here, hang out, and each of you can have your own farm, doing your own thing. and each one of them is set up just unique and different from one another, whether they're set up for animals, whether they're set up for, just straight up farming, for grass work, whatever the case may be. I mean, you got options. You got so many different options on this map. And yeah, you can do forestry, you can do grass care, you can do pretty much everything that you want to do on this map. And the only negative thing I can say about this map is that the map itself doesn't do the best job at telling you where all the little nooks and crannies are, getting in and out of some of the fields and stuff like that. I mean, really, other than that, it's a fantastic, phenomenal map. That's one of the only and worst things that I can say about this map. Other than that, I give this nothing but praise. This is a beautiful map. Farm Sim Briscoe did a fantastic job. One of my favorite farms on this map is actually this one right here, because you get this really cool kind of step effect on the farm. So that is the tallest tier there. You get this kind of middle tier with the cow barn right here, and then you got this lower tier way down here, and it leads out into these really cool kind of grass fields. You got this massive field right in front of it. I mean, yeah, it is just, it's breathtaking. Everywhere you look on this map, you've got just nothing but beautiful, beautiful sights to see. And I mean, you're not getting like massive amounts of updates when it comes to like productions or anything like that. You're getting basically the standard kind of productions, and mostly sell points and stuff that you're gonna be interacting with. Not a ton in the way of productions on this map. You can see actually none are available on this map. So you're here for the kind of farm sim experience, and that whatever you want to add to it, that's on you. But the great thing about this map, unlike some like UK style maps, is that you're gonna have the ability to add to your stuff. The fields and farms are spread out just enough to where you are actually able to build up and actually do stuff with it. Now, one of the examples I give is kind of the lacking of the map on this is like this area here is kind of a good example. We take a look at the map, you can see there's stuff here, it's listed as stuff being here, but there's no like clear definition for the entryway for the shop area here. You got the kind of BGA down here, and again, it's just because some things are obviously taking some liberties and stuff, that it's going to be different. But then you also get this kind of farm that's tucked away over here, and you don't have a real good defined like road network that leads you to which field you want to go to and all that stuff. You can see this is kind of the main entryway, and you got different points of entry into different fields. So you get all sorts of different stuff that you're able to kind of utilize. But again, that is the absolute worst thing I can say about this map. The worst thing. And if that's the worst thing I can say about it, it's rightfully in the top 5. I mean, I'll certainly cry, tears of joy on my pillow tonight, just being able to have access to this map. I'll put it to you that way. This is one of those kind of maps that is absolutely special. This being your main starting farm, you've got so much detail, so much stuff that's being worked out here. And again, the map maker did a great job on making the kind of map edges line up with the actual playing surface, and made it to where it looks like it just continues on in the distance. Even added some decoration in the background. You see the trucks and cars parked in the distance over there. The buildings that are tucked out in the background over there. Again, little things like that. The trees that pop up in the background. Again, makes it to where it feels bigger and grander than what it actually is. And yeah, you get all sorts of different stuff to be able to look forward to on this map. I tell you what, if I can get even just one person from this video to be like, let me go check out this map. I've never heard of it and never really considered this map. Yeah, go check this out. Go check it out. I don't think you'll be disappointed at all. So much stuff going on here. Beautiful river system that leads into like the majority of the map. I love how they kind of turn the water into this kind of mucky brown kind of thing that just, again, just makes it like it's not the cleanest, or it's just feels natural. It feels more natural than like the picturesque kind of clear blue kind of look there. You got the cool little boats that are just hanging out there. Somebody obviously lost control of it, and now they're missing their boat. But just little things like that. The details on this are just absolutely incredible. Everywhere you look, you're going to have some new sight to see. And yeah, Absolutely amazing map. Go check this one out. Pichonnière Valley by Black Sheep Modding. And here we are with the Pichonnière Valley, and this map is incredible. This one is number 2 on the list, but wow, was it so hard to put it here, because this one deserves to be right up there with the best of the best. It really does. But there is one more that did beat this one out, so incredibly so. But this map is ridiculous. So we take a look at things like the productions, and we get all sorts of different productions here. We get the kind of herbicide and fertilizers. We got the additional products here that can be taken to the biogas plant. The carpentry has been modified. Pretty much every single thing around here has been modified. The fish farming. Yes, that's right. You heard me. Fish farming, and that is not including the Highlands DLC. This is the fish farm, and this is more like a production network rather than just a production point. So you can come out here and you can buy this production right here, and once you do, you get a smorgasbord of other things to do. So come here, 250,000, and look at this. You turn around and now you get all these different production points that pop up from the purchase of that one production point. So like I said, a production network, and all interconnected with each other. All of them have their own kind of things to do. It's incredible. This is, I think, I don't even think. This is, in my opinion, Black Sheep Modding's best map that they come out with. And they've come out with some doozies before. This one here really kind of cranked it up to 11. I don't know what it was that they did, but they decided, you know what? They're going to wake up with an agenda today. And that agenda is to just absolutely destroy every map that they've come out with prior to this. And in my opinion, they nailed it. They nailed it. So much stuff's going on in this, between the productions, between the farming, between the farms. I mean, you get multiple farms. So again, you and your buddies can come out here and have an absolute blast. Color palette, nice and toned down. Hills and undulations. Oh, it's got it. I mean, you got a little bit of everything everywhere. And even different styles of farms. Like you look at this one here and it's got the kind of run down, beaten up look to it. You got your main farm, which is a little bit newer, nicer kind of thing. I'm not going to say it's like brand new or it hasn't established or anything, but it's definitely newer and nicer than that one. But again, the kind of back country roads that you're taking between the little, pavement roads here all the way to the 2-track ones, they all just have this kind of flair and personality. And it's things like this. Look at this. You got the kind of little pond right here in the middle of the road network. It's little things like that that really just kind of makes you feel like you're a part of this map. This little details. Most people would just see that and be like, oh, okay, whatever, and just drive right through it and not think twice about it. But you see the splashing effect on the tires as you're driving through that puddle. Oh man, tell me that that's not going to just hit somewhere real special. I mean, it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. And it's those little details that really make a map feel amazing. And again, there's so many things to call out on this, between the additional production points, the additional, if I remember correctly, there's additional crop types as well. Yeah, check it out. Mustard, maize, silage. There's so much stuff that's going on this map by itself. I mean, it's incredible. But again, look at all these different production points, all these different products that you can produce from these production points. It's, yeah, you got a ton of stuff going on, including, for those who know, you know. I mean, incredible. Absolutely incredible. And you got mustards, you got your grape juice. I don't know what this is because it's in a different language, but it's there. Whatever this stuff is, it's there. I mean, you got the mills that produce different flowers, like your ancient flower. I mean, it's just, if production points are up your alley, then this is gonna definitely tickle that one. I mean, everywhere you look on this map, everywhere you look, there's got something going on. Something's going on somewhere, everywhere. And this being your main starting farm, I mean, that's a pretty good, well-established farm. You can go inside. You even got the farm owner right there as a part of the kind of helper system within the game. That's really, really cool. You can go inside the house for the sleep trigger, wardrobe trigger. I mean, yeah, this is just, it's what more can you say? What more can you say other than go check this out? If you haven't checked it out and you're a fan of Black Sheep modding, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're very much not checking this map out. If you haven't come and seen it yet, go see it now, because I don't think you'll be disappointed. Geistal by Lucas G. And here we are, the top mod map for Farming Simulator 25 in the European maps category, Geistal. And when we explore this map, I think you'll be right along with me as to understanding why this rounded out and beat the Pichonnière Valley, why it knocked down, Oak Bridge Farms a peg or two, that it was able to round out Pallegney. All these amazing, amazing maps. This one, I think, kind of takes the cake. And we start out here, over by this bridge that is usable. This thing, look how, I mean, we're way, way up in the air right now. But not only does this allow you to actually use it, check it out. You can actually come in here and you've got this cool little road network. How cool is this? As it just kind of sits there and ebbs and flows through the mountainside. And then boom, you pop out here. Looking at this. Everywhere you look is just a feast for the eyes. Everywhere. You get the cool details like the little boats just cruising along in the canals there. And not just that little dinky boat either. Also, check out the train system. How it's just kind of chugging along right here. It eventually goes underneath and into a tunnel that, again, is functional. Look at this. And boom, you pop back out the other side. And it's not just one. There's multiple train tunnels. Look at that. And this is what you're greeted with. This town is so ridiculous. So much is happening in such a small place. Why am I? Oh, I'm on the map edge. But so much is happening on such a small plot of land. Look at all the traffic. Look at all the pedestrian splines. Everything that's going on. There's multiple farms that are tucked away inside of this little town center here. I mean, tons of stuff. You got tons of production that is also inside here. Very similar to like the Castile and Leon map we discussed earlier in the honorable mentions. This town area is really tight. You've really got to have intentions to come in through here and know exactly where you're going. But I mean, everywhere you look is just hills and undulations. As far as the eye can see, everything that you see is just breathtaking. Absolutely breathtaking. And again, this town, this map, when I did my tour on it, this town I thought was going to be the death of me. I thought it was legitimately going to just be like, okay, I'm just done. I'm done with map tours. I'm done with everything. Just because how ridiculous it was. How do I live up to the hype of this? I was so worried that I was going to do this map such a disservice because I felt that this map was so incredible. And yeah, I mean, even here and now, discussing this map, I'm worried that I'm not going to sell this map hard enough. Because, I mean, look, you can very obviously see that this map doesn't need a whole lot of salesmanship from me. I think this map kind of sells itself kind of thing. But I mean, it's incredible. Now we go in here, and this is your main starting farm, and you've got so much stuff to do at your main starting farm. You got chickens, you got cows, you got all sorts of stuff kind of built into everything, and the actual farm itself is so complex. You got so much in the ways of going on over here. Got a cool little pig barn just tucked away in here, and look at, again, all the detail, all the rubble and debris over here, the kind of trash that's piling up in the corners here. And hey, there's your pigs. There's your pigs. All these custom markers that are on the ground right here to indicate that, hey, there's something here to note. Again, just little things like that. I think it's awesome. You see the little, whoa, hell, hey, ho, hey, hey, hey. Don't you, apparently I have super strength on and it didn't like it. Oh my goodness. But anyways, it's beyond words what this map truly has to offer. Let's see. Let's take the air once again. I mean, you can see so much is going on the main farm. You got everything that gets kind of tucked away. You get a big old pile of manure that you get to work with right away. Many different farms on this map, so you get to basically kind of choose where you want to start, come on with friends, have a good time. There are road networks that basically lead to, I don't want to say nowhere, but it's to like very specific places. So again, you need to know where you're going, how to get there before you try to even attempt to get there, kind of thing, or you're just going to be running around in circles. And I think that's part of the fun of this map, is the potential of running around in circles. And again, you get all these little tunnels all throughout this little map. I mean, it's insane. It's absolutely beautiful. You're cutting through all this rock, all this stone, everything that you're doing. You get to just, I mean, you interact with the decorations. And I think that's kind of the coolest part about this map, is that by making all these tunnels and making all these systems all throughout the map, you are actually within the landscape. You're actually within it, and you're actually just kind of almost at one with it. And again, you get the beautiful road networks that just encompasses the hillsides and mountainsides. As you can see, it just kind of continues to climb and climb and climb, goes up and up. That's how you get up to this massive bridge up here. As it winds and twists and turns, you're able to go through it. You got, and again, another farm that's built right underneath that bridge that we started out by. You got the cool little like lakes and canals that are just kind of tucked away back on the map. It's for you to be able to get water from. And again, you get all sorts of custom production points. You take a look. I mean, you get apple trees to start out with. You get hay drying. You know, you get, let's see what else you get. You got the bakery, and you got the grain mills and all the kind of stock standard stuff. You do get some alterations here and there, but like wood chips, you get different stuff there. You also get, if I'm not mistaken, you also get different crop types. Yeah, there you go. The winter and summer barleys, winter wheat, summer wheat, so on and so forth. So you get a whole bunch of different crops. You get a whole bunch of different productions. And yeah, everything just kind of culminates into this absolutely breathtaking, gorgeous map. Everywhere you look, it's got some kind of feature on it that just kind of sets it above the rest. And yeah, that's kind of why I picked this one as my top mod for the European maps category. And what I really hope and think makes it to where it's kind of a step above the rest. Again, the rest of them are amazing maps. This one took it to a whole nother level. And that's it. That is the top 5 mod maps list so far here for the European maps category. And holy smokes, I cannot tell you just how difficult this was to come up with. Going through over 100 maps and trying to find out which ones are the best of the best, trying to rank them amongst themselves. I mean, holy smokes. But was so glad to be able to come through this experience, because we got to see, in my opinion, a pretty big upset. There's so many great maps out there, and I think that this one really takes a cake. Yeah, this one's something special, but all that being said, This has been just so much fun to do this series. I hope that you have enjoyed it. And if you have, please let me know in the comments below. Let me know if you agree or disagree with this list. I'm more than happy to hear everybody's input on this, and just tell me what you think. I mean, we've got 5 beautiful, beautiful maps here for the European maps category, and yeah, I think that we are in a really good place so far. We're a little bit, a little over a year, I think, into Farming Simulator 25. And we've got all this, plus we've got things like Kenleg and, the base game maps that we've got. I think we're in pretty good shape at the moment. I'm really enjoying the spot that we're in. But all that being said, like I mentioned, I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please show it by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things the algorithms enjoy you doing. The show to engage with this channel and enjoying the content. That being said, I hope everybody has a fantastic day. Take care.